imagination about what God has said about you, you will be free from a picture and imagination of what people think about you. This is a message that I received on the 18th of March, this 2022. Have a picture and imagination about what God has said about you. You'll be free from a picture and imagination of what people think about you. I have shared this message according to the situation, according to the way people they think about you. You may think you can do your assignment, but according to God, you can do it. What makes you think that you can do your assignment? It is because of the picture that people has given you. It is because of imagination that people has given you. Because people, they have their own picture about you. They have their own imagination about you. You remember when David, his father sent him to the camp to check his brother. One of the brother of David, when he heard David talking to the one of the men in the camp, he said to David, "What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to take care of the sheep of yours?" According to the brother of David, David's work is to take care of the sheep. That is the picture that he had about David. That is the imagination that he had about David. So some people, they will remind you about where you come from, where you belong, because they think they know you. The brother of David was thinking that he knows David. If it was today, he would have said, "Mudefa, we know you, you love attention. You like to enter yourself eyes. What are you doing here? Aren't you supposed to take care of the sheep of yours?" Because according to him, he was not belonging there. According to his imagination, according to his picture. So, for you to be free from the picture and imagination of people, have a picture and imagination of what God has said about you. You'll be free from the picture and imagination of what people think about you. Now, how do you make yourself to have a picture and imagination about what God has said about you? It's through the Word of God. Now, let's read from the book of James, chapter 1, verse 3, verse 23. It says, "If you listen to the word, but do not put it into practice, you are like a people who look in a mirror and see themselves as they are. They take a good look at themselves and then go away. At once they forget what they look like. But if you look closely into the perfect law that sets people free, keep on paying attention to it. Do not simply listen and forget it, but put it into practice. You'll be blessed by God in what you do." Listen to what the Word of God is saying here. If you listen to the Word of God, but do not put it into practice, you are like a people who look in a mirror. The Word of God is like a mirror to you. Reading the Word of God, you are seeing the picture that God is saying about you. You are getting an imagination that God is saying about you. So you need to meditate on the Word of God so that you will have the picture of what God is saying about you, so that you have an imagination of what God is saying about you, and make sure you don't forget. The Word of God say about you, you are more than conquerors. Get this picture and imagine it. You'll be free from picture and imagination of what people think about you. The Word of God said, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Get this picture, imagine it. You'll be free from what the picture and the imagination of what people think about you. Check verse 25. It says, "But if you look closely created a perfect law that sets people free. The word of God is a perfect law that sets people free. As I've said, meditating on the word of God, you'll be free from the picture and imagination of what people think about you. Look, the word of God was written for us to give us picture, imagination, so that we'll be able to do the will of God. Because looking at the word of God, you're looking at the mirror of your life. Don't forget what you've seen from the mirror, so that you will look at the situation with confidence, knowing that you are more than conquerors. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. So have that picture, have that imagination that God has said about you, so that you'll be free from the picture and imagination of what people think about you. Now, let me share with you the picture and imagination that I receive by meditating on the word of God, by looking at the mirror of my life, the word of God. I believe this will empower you, will strengthen you, and get this picture. Don't lose this picture that I'm about to give you. Look, God was working with Abraham. He promised Abraham to give him a son. His wife get old, past the age of giving birth. But God, because He's a God of miracle, He gave Abraham what He has promised. So the situation that you're facing, it may look like it is impossible, but for God everything is possible. Get this picture, get this imagination. You'll be free from what people they think about you. Look at Moses. When he was walking with God, they were facing the Red Sea. The Egyptians were about to destroy them, but God divided the Red Sea. The situation that you're facing right now, it may look like there is no way out, but God will open a door where there is no door. Get this picture, imagine it. You'll be free from the picture and the imagination of what people think about you. David was faced with Goliath, a biggest man, a giant man, but he put him down. The situation that you're facing right now, it may be a big situation, but God is on your side. That big situation is gonna go down because God is on your side. Get this picture, imagine it. You'll be free from the picture and the imagination that people think about you. Look, why Joshua was told to meditate on the word of God day and night? Because to meditate is to imagine the word of God day and night. It's because so that he will have a picture, an imagination of what God has said about him, so that he'll be free from the picture and imagination of what people were thinking about him. So make sure as you're reading the word of God, you don't forget what you've seen from the mirror, because if you forget, you will have a picture, imagination of what people think about you, and you will continue to doubt your assignment. So have a picture, an imagination of what God has said about you in His words, so that you'll be free from the picture and imagination of what people think about you.